Oh. Sarva bhuta stitam yo mam. The one who feels me, that is Shri Krishna, stitam, established, sarva bhuta, in all beings. How to come to this feeling? This begins by seeing divinity in a murti. A murti, that is an icon, has no ego. So it is easy to feel that divinity in an icon. The evolution of this is to feel this divinity, Shri Krishna, in madhyama. Madhyama means your center. That I described yesterday as sadhana. And the evolution of that is to feel this divinity in manava. Manava does mean humans, but I'm only using alliteration so we remember all beings. Murti, madhyama, manava. And for those who are more into rituals, I hope you're paying attention to the first part of the primary puja is avahana. This is where one is acknowledging that they've forgotten the divinity in madhyama, so they're transferring this to a murti. And there you offer ritualistic worship to an icon. And the last part of this primary puja is udvasana, where you push away that icon gently. The notion being is I now remember this divinity in my madhyama. See how even our rituals are directing us to oneness. Bhajate katvamastitaha. A contemplator is one who's establishing or established ekatvam, in oneness. And so, bhajati, they're living for this oneness as a contemplator or as one who's complete. But the key is they're living for oneness. For many of us, whenever there's a need in the world, those who are tamasic just look at it. There's a laziness, so they look and then look away. For those who are rajasic, they like it. They like it in the sense they'll ask how someone is. But here, bhajati means to live. Those who are sattvic, there's quietness in their inner world. If there's a need, they live for that need. They don't just ask, how are you? If you share a negativity, they'll live to address that negativity. And this is why we have to be more trained with social media, which is so much about looking and liking, but not about living, isn't it? Even all of us in a very micro way. For a full month, everyone chanted Vishnu Patnim, that our earth is the spouse of Bhagavan Vishnu. Yet how are we treating her? How are we helping her? See how it's easy to look at Bhusuktam, to like Bhusuktam, but to live it, there has to be a dedication to oneness. Sarvata vartamanopi. When one is complete, context means nothing. I'm going to read to you a very lovely portion of Pujya Swami Chinmayananda's commentary that describes this. Work, in fact, can be performed and really enduring fruits gained only when the worker has got himself established in the self. The labor of the Gita is to advise Arjuna that work is a means of self-development. In the same Gita, there is a deeper significance in that Krishna, the perfect, is also on the battlefield, exposing himself, perhaps more, to the dangers of the battle than Prince Arjuna himself. A charioteer meets the arrows earlier than the warrior who stands behind him. To enter such a battlefield, armed with nothing but his irresistible smile and, in effect, becoming himself almost the uncrowned lord of the battlefield, wherein the entire war unconsciously comes to revolve around Krishna himself, the central personality. This means that a man of realization in all conditions will be able to enter into any activity and still maintain in himself the unbroken awareness of the divine that he is. Sarvata vartamanopi. Context does not matter. Sayogi mai vartate, the one who is contemplating, the one who is content, is ever with me. They never lost me, so I never lost them. We have lost Shri Krishna, we have lost infinity. Our lives have been dedicated to that one unit of happiness, when our potential, our nature is 100 quintillion units of happiness. I often think about myself that I've never experienced joy before. I arrogantly described the context of my life as being perfect. Everyone's healthy, everyone's getting along, there's endless opportunities, and I'm openly sharing that I've never experienced joy in reference to Shri Krishna, in reference to infinity. Verse 32. Atma upamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna sukham vayadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mataha. Atma upamyena, the way one feels oneself. Sarvatra, they're feeling that oneself in all. The sense of I that is intimate to me, that same I-ness I feel with sarvatra, unconditionally. In these verses on dhyana, the word Atma and Mam are used interchangeably. Atma, infinity. Mam, divinity. For those who have more of an intellectual personality, how can you feel a oneness between yourself and all? Existence. Tune into existence. There's no such thing as my existence and your existence. There is existence. There's no such thing as this home existence and that home existence. This is existence. Humans have a strong propensity to divide. When we drive by Niagara Falls, our older son Vyasa is always asking, why is that America? Because we like to divide. And I also think, why is that America? That should be Canada. And for those who have more of a devotional personality, the Creator is in creation. You are creation. All are creation. And what's in creation? The Creator. So feel the oneness that creation is the same, and more so, in creation is the Creator. This helps us to feel oneness. Samam pashyati yaha Arjuna. Arjuna, the one who feels this, samam pashyati, whatever they see, whatever verb they're engaged in, there is samam, oneness, evenness, equality. Not just amongst humans. So much of our efforts is with humans, but also animals and plants and stones. Have you ever observed an icon of Bhagavan Shiva? Can you show me how his eyes are? Show me Bhagavan Shiva's eyes. They're sort of like yours, half open, half closed. And have you observed icons of Bhagavan Narayana? Quite often, he's, we'll call it dreaming. Eyes half open, half closed. Why? Are our icons tamasic? Rajasic? What this shows is that they're ever feeling this oneness. That's the closed part. Their vision is of infinity. And the half open part is this oneness is then radiated to all. If there's a vision, this has to be expressed as a mission. All clear. So live like that, not physiologically. Everyone's driving like this. Feel your oneness and then share this oneness. Sukham va yadi va dukkham. This evenness is in sukham, that which is comfortable, and dukkham, that which is uncomfortable. And this is obvious. in infinity, there's no division of comfortable, uncomfortable. Making this more devotional. If all is Shri Krishna, what is there to dislike? What is there to like? If all is Shri Krishna's, not Shri Krishna, but it's his, what right do we have to dislike this and to like this? Yes. It's like you coming into this home and saying, I dislike your shoes. Do you think I care that you dislike my shoes? It would be such an inefficient way of thinking and speaking and acting. And finally, Sayogi Paramo Mataha. Shri Krishna proclaims his summary, the one who has followed what I taught and is now complete, that yogi, Parama, is the highest. That yogi is really not a yogi, they are yukta. They are one with me, they are one with all. On March 1st, we began chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita. And now we've completed 31 verses on Dhyana Yoga. On March 10th, we began these specific teachings from the Creator himself. Not an organization, not a patented technique. This is universal, this is applicable. We've now completed these 23 teachings on contemplation. And as we shift now to Prince Arjuna's perspective, I want to remind all of you, Uddhare Atmanam Atmana. Before these teachings began, Shri Krishna shared with us, lift Atmanam, the lower part of our personality, Atmana, with the higher part of our personality. And now that we've completed the teachings on dhyana specifically, more is coming generally, our experience should be of Atma, the lower identified with the higher. This is your Dharma. This is your responsibility. Too many of us live too often by someone else will do it. We do that in terms of the environment. We do that in terms of cleaning. Personalize this to happiness. Someone else will do this. They're the ones who are going to be happy, not us. You must do this because you must be joy of the nature of 100 quintillion so that you're not like me, who has never experienced joy. Be better, be the best. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh. Appreciate what you have. Appreciate who you are. Relax, enjoy, chant. Inquire. Inquire into all you have been exposed to in reference to meditation, contemplation, and so on. Inquire into how can an organization patent contemplation? How can a book have independent techniques on contemplation? How can teachers come up with a kriya and claim this is contemplation? How can guides whisper a mantra and guide that this is contemplation? Contemplation leads to Mam. In English, this means me, that is, divinity. Only divinity can guide us to divinity. This is the rationale for which Shri Krishna teaches that he is the source of every Guru Shishya Parambara. He is the original guide. He has written the original map, that is the Shastra. Inquire into how much faith, and even better, trust you have in the original guide and the original map. Divinity never loses us. An entire chapter with the focus on 23 verses shared by divinity for divinity. In a universal way. Not a technique, not a kriya, open to all, for all. And for what gain? What does divinity gain by us practicing contemplation? Divinity is only facilitating the truth. That you are divine. Tat tvam asi. when a shishya follows their Sadguru, who follows their Shastra, which follows their Bhagwan, this divine Dharma, divine integration, is the methodology, the way to rediscover Brahman, infinity. Be infinity. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.